Hello and welcome back to Health Scan. We're going to be talking about ME now, a condition that basically doctors will diagnose when they haven't got the faintest idea what's going on, what's wrong with you, how to cure it. When you've been backwards and forwards to all sorts of doctors and specialists for years and tried all sorts of pills and potions and stuff, and they've given up. They really say to you, well, you're on your own, we can't help you anymore, it's ME, you've got to live with it. Thank you very much, Mr. Specialist. Strange, huh? Lethargy and depression are obviously also associated with this condition, and there's been an awful lot of increase in prescriptions of antidepressants in the UK in particular, probably all over the world I guess, over the last 10 years. It's gone up from 1 million to 13 million prescriptions in 10 years. That's terrible. 1 in 3 people that see a GP in the UK are prescribed antidepressants. Crazy. Wouldn't it be better to find out what's making them depressed? No? It's a strange way of looking at it from a drug company point of view, or maybe from a doctor's point of view too. Let's talk a little bit about and look at the letters that people have sent me saying thank you for curing these conditions. It's always food intolerance. It is. It's just a simple question of not giving your brain a problem, and it doesn't give you up. Okay, we're going to nip through some letters. It's got an awful lot of them. Okay. And obviously they'll be associated with other conditions as well, not just the 3 that I've mentioned, but we'll pick the bones out of the letters. I experienced light headaches in the first few days and then no other withdrawal symptoms. The benefits on the other hand are many and marvellous. I feel a vitality I thought I'd lost forever years ago. It's like waking up or coming out of a fog. I used to feel so lethargic. I have the energy to do things in the afternoon now instead of slumping in a chair and feeling sorry for myself. Apart from rediscovered vim and vigour, I find I suffer much less from stomach problems, and he goes on to talk about the other problems I've helped with. But there you go, slumped in a chair, feeling sorry for yourself. I mean, that's typical of what happens when you just don't know where to go. You go to the doctor and they look at you as though you've got 2 heads, because there's nothing wrong with you. They can't see anything, and then they just basically don't know what to do. And you feel conscious of going there in many cases, I'm sure. Without an arm or a leg hanging off or whatever, something they can see. How do you explain that you're feeling terrible time and time again? The doctors just wash their hands of you in so many cases. Okay, since having my health scan and looking at the overall causes, I have steered away from those foods which my body appears to currently find not acceptable. Since the changes that I have made to my diet, I no longer feel the overwhelming feeling of exhaustion, and I have an increased level of energy that I thought I would never see again. Isn't that nice? There's a lot of people struggling, that need help, not just, as I say, in the UK and Europe, but obviously America and an awful lot of places. A lot of drugs being wasted, a lot of money being wasted too on these drugs. They're not fixing the problem, they're in fact making the problem worse in most cases, as you well know. You tested me on March the 1st at your clinic after 15 months of medical tests to no avail. 15 months this person has been going backwards and forwards to doctors and hospitals. As I know, you expected, I must tell you how much better I am feeling after your food intolerance test. I know it is only a month, but the signs are there. I am coming back! Exclamation mark. Having felt so ill for so long, I just cannot thank you enough for putting me back on the road to good health in capital letters. It just seems so inadequate to say thank you from myself and my family who have had so long to bear my problems for so long. I would like to keep in touch and wish to see you again sometime for a further check. With all my grateful thanks. It's not just the person, as a letter states, it's not just the person that's suffering that has the problems and put our lives with it. It's the people around them, the family, the husbands, the wives, or whatever, and the children. And that's a crime. It really has a knock-on effect to a lot of people. 25 years ago I lost all my energy. I always felt tired and stressed in my body. I tried many conventional and alternative treatments over the years. So many I could not mention them all. And a lot of people have. And I guess when they're fed up with looking at doctors and drugs and stuff and conventional stuff, they do start looking elsewhere. And I guess quite rightly too. Why should they live with a problem when there could be an answer out there? But when people come to see me at Health Scan, I look for the cause of the problem, and I'm normally the first person to do that. And when we remove the cause of the problem, you haven't got the problem. Whereas most other people will try and give you something, whether it be a doctor in conventional medicine, or whether it be homeopathics, or whether it be Chinese medicine. They're trying to give you something to alleviate a condition. It's better to find a cause and remove that, and you haven't got a problem. The years went on and I felt more and more unwell. 7 years ago the battery was empty and it was impossible to recharge it. I had to end my job as a leading nurse. Now totally exhausted, the least movement took much time, both in my head and in my body. The doctor diagnosed me with ME. 1 year ago I heard the word intolerance on the radio and mentioned it to my doctor, who sent me for an allergy test, which turned out to be totally useless. I heard of health scan and booked an appointment. I was of course sceptical, but was very desperate. I would try anything. After only a few weeks I felt my head and body lighten and started to do things I had not been able to do for years. Now I feel well, in capital letters, exclamation mark. Not just for 10 minutes, but all the time. Sometimes I'm afraid I should just take it for granted. Sad, isn't it? That people have to put up with this nonsense, that they go through all these health problems, and yet there's such a simple solution to it. And this lady was like, it's like living in a dream. Thinks she's taking it for granted. Maybe she's dreaming, you know. It's crazy. Thank you, Gerard, for caring for people as you do, and for all your good work. And this is a nurse, you know, surrounded by doctors. Makes you wonder, huh? Let's find another one. It's just over 2 months since I came for my test, and it's been a very interesting period. I have experienced a major improvement in my general well-being, in particular the area of energy and mental powers. After only a couple of weeks of avoiding the bad foods, the mental fog had cleared, and I have felt better and better. Although some of the foods on my avoid list are ones I used to eat a lot and are base meals, I do not miss them, as I definitely do not want to go back to feeling as I did before. All this has happened just at the right time for me, as there has been some major changes in my personal life, and I know I am able to, I know I am in a much better state to be able to make the most of them. So basically, this is what happens. You know, it gives you a chance to get on with your life and to do whatever you've got to do at home or at work, and contribute in a more positive way. Better quality of life, better future. Since my scan 2 months ago, I've seen an improvement in my health and energy levels. My IBS is completely cleared up. I'm no longer, I am back doing my aerobics. No longer a straggler at the back of the class. I can now do 2 classes in the same evening without feeling totally exhausted. It's been quite a while since I could do that. And lastly, as we're running a bit short of time, a lady came to see me. I came to see you 3 months ago to have an allergy test done. It's an intolerance test, actually. I had suffered from ME for 5 years and also had a major problem with food intolerance. I tried different things, but nothing seemed to work. I will admit I came to you with a fair degree of scepticism, but felt that there was no harm in trying it. It's fair enough, be sceptical. You've been everywhere else, you've tried everything else, it's reasonable that you're sceptical. Well, here I am, writing to say, in big capital letters, thank you for giving me my life back. Now, my gut problems have sorted themselves out, and provided I stick to the list of safe foods, and my energy level has increased to such a level that I'm able to do things I thought I would never be able to do again. We were just back from a holiday in the Lake District, and I managed to climb 2 mountains, one at 1,500 feet and the other at 2,000 feet. This lady in particular needed help to come into the clinic, up 3 steps when she came to see me. 2 of us had to go out and help proper steps, and she's climbing mountains in Scotland. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Just get the brain working properly. That's all it takes. One simple test. Come and see me at Health Scan and we'll do it. And change your life. Okay, running short on time. Got the book to remind you about why doctors don't make you healthy. You can review it on my website, healthscan.co.uk. And of course, I'm always available to provide online health advice. Okay, got to leave you now. If you do need any help, just contact me. All the very best. Bye bye.